Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working my traveler's notebook. But I did want to mention before I started that this is a new series that I'm going to be calling KISS, and that stands for Keep It Simple Scrapper. I wanted to thank the amazing Mel, one of my subscribers, for suggesting this name for my new series. Now let's start. This series is all about keeping your layouts simple and documenting those photos and those moments. And because I'm keeping everything simple, I'm going to be able to share 2 layouts with you guys in one video. Isn't that awesome? So before I start, I wanted to cover the left side of my spread because it's really busy and I'm documenting 10 photos here. Yes, they're small, but I don't like busy backgrounds when I have multiple photos on one spread. I'm going to be documenting 10 things that have gone viral since the pandemic. I think things like this are really important for us to document, to remember. It's really easy to do. I literally used some of my own photos and I grabbed photos from Google, like the little things like Tiger King and Hamilton, things like that. I did grab those photos from Google. Now, what I thought I was going to do is just stamp numbers. I'm going to use my Everyday Explorer calendar day stamp. And I thought it would look cute if I stamped them on white paper, but I first wanted to try it out. And I really like how it turned out, so I go for it and I stamp out from 1 to 10. I'm not going to make you watch me stamp every single number, but literally I just stamp those out and then trim them out and start sticking down my photos. Now, when I started sticking down my photos, I thought I would kind of start from the top all the way to the bottom. But because my photos are, I ended up sizing them at 2 by 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but I'll try to remember to add the sizes in the description box for you guys. But once I started sticking them down, they didn't fit properly and I just didn't like the balance. So I end up shifting everything back down. So I thought I'd probably keep that top space empty, maybe stamp top 10 or whatever the case is, but I just didn't like all of them sitting at the top. I just want to talk a little bit about my photos here. I am documenting everybody doing puzzles. Let's see what else. Tie-dye, Zoom meetings, Animal Crossing, Tiger King. Everybody and their mother watched Tiger King. Toilet paper. All the things that I thought just fit into whatever went viral around the pandemic. So I think you should definitely try it. This is also a great way to document your currentlies, like your currently top 10 favorites or whatever the case is. But like I said, I really wanted to remember this, especially at this time. So anyways, this happened. I was sticking down 6 and I flipped the 9 so it became 60 and I didn't notice that. But once I get to number 9, I noticed that that is not 9 and I flipped my 9. So I go back in, put them in the right spot. So now it's 6 and 9 in the proper spot and we're good to go. So I bought this new stamp set from Ellen Hudson. I bought it because it's adorable and you can create different types of girls on your spread. So you can have like different hairstyles, eyes, facial expressions, whatever. So I'm going to use it to stamp her right in the corner, thinking I would either stamp a speech bubble to add my title in there, something like that. And I do end up using Studio Calico's speech bubble. It's a big one. And I thought it was perfect size to add my title. But what I didn't think about was how I'm going to create my title, if that makes sense. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and just use my handwriting. I hate my handwriting, but I'm going to go for it. I wish I typed this out, or I wish I just made strips or something, because I really ended up hating my handwriting. And because I was just going for it, I thought it would be fun to use some alpha stickers to make a few things bold, like the 10 and viral, but it just did not work out. I didn't think this through. I might just restamp this on white paper and redo it. But I also, by the way, forgot to fill out my speech bubble, which is crazy because I wanted to like fill it out with yellow ink. So halfway through, I'm like, oh man, I wanted to fill out my speech bubble. So I go for it. And now I have to take off those stickers. And when I came back to stick them down after I filled out my speech bubble, they wouldn't stick down. I guess from the ink, it was too wet. So I end up having to stick down each one with some glue, like add glue to it and stick them back down. So it was kind of a hassle. I wish I just did it the right way or how I always do it and took this to my like typewriter and typed out my journaling in the speech bubble, but it's okay. Anyways, at this point, I want to add a bigger title, something like Top 10. I just went ahead and grabbed Carrie Bradford's alpha stamps, stamped out top, and then used Feed Your Craft stamps to stamp 10. And I'm going to fill out the 10 with the yellow ink, the same ink that I used in my speech bubble, just to bring in some of that yellow to the opposite side. Because I'm not filling out my little girl there in the corner of my spread, I thought I should use some puffy stickers to bring in some color around her. So I'm going to use some plus signs in yellow and gray and just add a few. And while I was doing that, I thought to myself, my photos look like they're floating. They don't look grounded, and I don't like that look. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Add a border to each photo. This does not take me a long time, you guys. I do not speed up my videos like very much, so it was pretty quick to do, and everybody has a pen, so that's a plus. I'm just going to finish up my spread by adding a few more plus signs while I have my pen here around my girl in a bun and call the spread done. So let's move on to my next spread, and it's coming up right about now. I'm going to be documenting a 4x8 photo in my traveler's notebook. Now, this is something I love to do. I love to use those larger photos in my traveler's notebook because it really takes away what should I do kind of thing, because it takes half of your layout. It takes up half of your layout. So really you don't have to overdo it and overthink it and think, what am I going to do? You know, now I just have to work on one side of my spread. Now, I did start by stamping home on my photo. I just used a close to my heart stamp set. And then I'm going to go through my tags. I thought, you know, tags are a great way to add a pop of color. It's a great way to add journaling, photos, stamping, whatever the case is. So I go through them, try to choose some tags that I think would match my spread. And I actually really fell in love with 3. And I thought, you know what, this is a good time to use up my tags and create a cluster of tags. So that's what I'm doing. I will be stamping on the pink one, journaling on the larger tag, and then that small tag is just going to be a little embellishment for my tags, if that makes sense. So let's start. I'm going to stamp What Day Is It Anyway, using that same stamp set from Close to My Heart. I forgot the name of the stamp set, but I will link it in the description box for you guys. And I am going to change up my ink pad to yellow because there's a little arrow that I thought would look cute underneath the What Day Is It Anyway. And this, by the way, just works perfectly for today. I honestly do not know what day it is any time of the week. I've been home for months now. It's crazy. I grabbed my hole punch. I'm going to punch out that other tag. I believe this is a journaling card, but it ended up in my tags, and I'm okay. It still looks good. It still, you know, fits into what I'm creating right now. So I'm going for it. I'll also stamp on my journaling card, and I'm going to take this to my typewriter, add my journaling, grab some twine, and set all 3 tags together. I love how this turned out. It was so simple, and I love the layered look. Anyways, I am going to stick down the last tag with my journaling to my spread. I'm going to grab some puffy stickers because I just want to add a little texture to my layout. So I'm going to grab like a blue puffy sticker to add to one of my tags just to bring in some blue, and then another one right next to my home stamp, and then I call my layout done. I love how this turned out. I love both spreads. I hope you guys really enjoyed this new series. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.